Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hello.
Hello, Jennifer Doran and my little boy Eric Medhus.
Yes, hello, hello.
We've been working all day. How do you like my new look?
I love it.
Under. I'm going for Karate Kid.
Yes, it's good.
Or maybe it's Fame. No. It looks like I'm going for a crazy old lady. But
Yeah,
actually
what's up with it?
okay, so in order to do my portal work and in order to do my portal work, I have to have this prayer of protection and intent. And it's gotten longer and longer. It used to be like this long. And now I add to it because Eric says, okay, you got to do this. And so, every once in a while I check, is paragraph 1 okay? No. Okay. And so is line 1 okay? No. Is it the first 3 words that has a problem? Yes. So do I need to add a verb? Actually, anyway, long story short, it's gotten to be 3 pages long. And one of them is I have what I call the divine team, which is this long ass bunch of things like source. It has to be in order, all of God's archangels, which Eric is going to become one September 21st, 2021. He is Master Angel now. And I asked him to spell that out with the dowsing rods. It starts with a consonant or a vowel. It is a vowel. Anyway, and I asked him what his next rank is, and he spelled it Archangel. And there's a bunch of archangels, okay? It's Grimoire's compendium of all-known archangels. It's like over 400 of them. So I was going to get oh my God, he's got to be one of the 20. No, it's like a bunch of them. So y'all, he's going to be more powerful even than he is now. And so you guys can call on him for a lot more stuff. Where was it going with this? Oh yeah, and so he told me to put in there to call upon the divine team to open up my 7th chakra to the maximum width, and then pour in frankincense and myrrh essential oils, like 60 cc's. And it's like, oh my God, it was dripping out. So I have to put this in. Otherwise, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm just a grease ball. I have to.
Yeah. Well, you don't look greasy.
So
boy. The scarf takes away, but yeah, if you didn't have it on, you'd have it. The oil's dripping right into your eyes.
Yeah, and I had to put it on every chakra. This lips, pulse points. I slather it all over my hands and my dowsing rods. It's like it's all over the floor. And the other day, I he hates for my feet to be dirty because there's some chakra under your feet. So he always makes me go get a paper towel and clean them off. So the other day I'm walking around and I noticed my floor is not a mess, man. It's weird.
Oh.
And he cleaned my floors. I asked him, what, did you clean my floors? Yes. Okay, get to the windows now. Okay, come on. Let's go. Windows, come on.
Right.
Please. So anyway, what we are going to talk about today is this amazing portal work that I do now 24/7, much to the dismay of my family because they just don't like me taking over the house with stinky smells and loud noises. And how we can use it to be able to communicate better with our loved ones. I mean, for me, I can get stuff from Eric all the time now. It's amazing. It just poof gets right into my head. Messages. And I know that you can speak from experience because I did portal work on you. Should we start with that?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. So for me with the portal work, what I noticed is, honestly, I noticed less anxiety when I sit down to do my readings and to do my work.
I don't get okay.
Yeah, I don't get the nervousness quite the way I used to always get it. The messages do come through so for anybody who works with Eric, who communicates with Eric communicates very clearly. At least with me, I communicate very clearly with Eric. But when you're communicating with some other souls, it's like you get bits and pieces, you get you know, it's a little bit more of a struggle, and I kind of noticed some of that lifting off, and you know, having an easier time. Still not to the extent that the clarity is with Eric, but just clearing out the, you know, the cobwebs, I guess, and the you know, trying to really focus at just coming in quicker. The messages, the information, the images. That's another thing. And I probably said this before. I am mostly clairsentient, claircognizant. I apologize. Claircognizant. So stuff
Me
just pops
too.
into my head. I am clairsentient. Anybody who's had a reading with me, I get the sensations, I get the physical feelings in my body. I'll get short of breath, head pain, you know, this kind
Oh,
of stuff.
awful. That's terrible.
Yeah, it passes. Once I identify the person, it passes. I get very few, but I do get some images, you know, flashes of images, what would be called clairvoyance.
Yes.
The third eye images, the movie type scene. I get more of that. I get more images, much more visual images than I did before the portal work.
Okay. What, Eric? Does she get more clarity with you um because of your status as master angel, or
So yes, yes, that does help, but um like anybody who works in the psychic world, anybody who does this, you have certain gifts, certain clairs, so to speak, that are more open than others. Okay, so like my main one is claircognizance.
yeah?
If I were to be communicating with a soul on the other side who was more gifted in clairvoyance, we may have a harder time getting the messages, because the way I receive information and the way information is given by that particular soul don't line up as closely. But if
Ah,
I'm connected to a soul on the other side who's very good at communicating through claircognizance, the messages come through very, very clearly. Eric said basically all my clairs are firing at 100%.
wow.
So
No, we checked
his
before and
clairs, not
after.
mine, not mine. The way he communicates, he
Oh,
all of his clairs, as we would call them, work like at 100%. So he really can communicate quite well with anybody who's willing to communicate with him, because whatever the person receives, the best way they receive information, he can communicate well in that area. So there is part of it that's Eric, you know, that's him, and then there's part of it that's the people he's working with.
yeah. Like, you know, when we did the portal work on all the channeling Eric people, they're you know, their
Yeah.
accuracy went up from to like 94 to 98%. I mean, to that range, and I think yours is like 98% now. So that's pretty good. The average person who's not a medium is 12%.
Wow.
Eric says so.
Yeah. Wow.
And,
I'm not surprised by that, really.
yeah.
You know.
So Eric, first of all, let me just ask you. I want to make sure, are you a master angel? I mean, you spelled that out, but you know, that could be my subconscious bias. I say this thing, a code word, release, that forbids my subconscious mind from manipulating the dowsing rods. But I want to know.
Yeah. He says yes. Yes.
And what about the bit about being the archangel?
He tells me he's on that track.
Okay, how many archangels are there?
Hundreds. Hundreds.
Like more than, I mean, around 400?
Yeah. He's kind of putting me like maybe more like 5, 6. Um.
600?
Yeah, somewhere up there, less than 1,000.
Yeah, it looks like around 600 or so. I didn't count. There's a huge ebook. It's pretty cool. Grimoire, Grimoire, grimoires. It's pretty cool. Okay, so what are you going to be able to do? What added abilities are you going to be able to do when you become Archangel Eric? Add the washing of the windows, of course. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So where he directs me now, and So what he's saying is his capabilities from where he is from the other side, and the I guess level he's at right now. This is an area I don't know, so I don't know the proper terminology. Me, Jennifer, I don't know like the stages and the levels, but the level that he's on right now, so to speak, he's capable of a lot more than a lot of souls are when they get over there. Okay, he's capable of a lot of stuff. One of the areas he tells me that as he continues down this path, that is going to really increase for him is healing, his ability to aid healing
Good.
for, well, for the souls who are here, but also um the actual planet, the actual
Oh, oh, good.
nature, the environment. He's going to be able to help in those areas, and it's not limited to Earth. He says it's not limited to Earth or the souls who are incarnated on Earth.
So I want to do portal work on, this Scalar project I want to do eventually is I can afford it, buy a whole bunch of these Scalar machines and do this project where you're going to help me pick out an image for that will best represent the Fear Collective and just 24/7, very low frequency, and heal the fear-based collective, which will also heal Gaia, and just you'll help me with that.
Yes,
Just
yes, absolutely. That the working with the fear on the planet with the people will help the
yeah.
planet. Absolutely.
That's what you said when I asked you, and also
Yes.
people like my eldest daughter's father-in-law with his cancer and oak wilt. I want to help with oak wilt fungus. You'll be able to help me more with that, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, let's get.
Yes.
Okay, anything else about Archangel?
Well, he says just for remember that there's still the earthly experiences. So
Yeah, this is full of contracts. You can't.
yes,
You have a
yes,
contract, then you can't heal that.
correct,
Right.
correct. Now, before you start, is your pen a little microphone?
No,
It looks
I
like
know. That's your eraser.
oh, it looks like
My dry erase board. Hello,
it
hello.
looks yeah, it looks like a little microphone. Yeah, it's
It
cute.
does look like it. Easton loved to take all of these off, and I just had to go around the house searching for them. My little grandson.
Yeah, he's probably singing into them because they look like little microphones.
I know. He likes to
That's
sing.
cute.
We got this. Eric made us buy a JBL party box, which we ended up not needing because I could put in language for the just energy signature to be made for the maximum volume of the 524 hertz tone.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but it came with 2 microphones, so he's singing something about walking on broken glass. He knows that song perfectly. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right, so back to portal work, helping people channel their loved ones, or even if you want to become a medium and have that as a profession. So there are certain things. Well, first of all, you probably just have to start out by closing the open portals that are bad, getting rid of the nasty negative entities, negative energy. But then, of course, it's very, in your energy body in your home. But of course, it's very important to open up the closed portals,
Yes.
energy body and home, that are supposed to let in information, obviously streams of consciousness, abundance, wealth, health, love, etc. That's probably the most important thing, right? So that is the foundation you have to start with if you want to communicate with the other side, correct?
Yeah. So what Eric is saying about it actually is he said you can actually do this work with negative portals open. You cannot do it with positive. Okay, hold on. You cannot do it with all the positive ones closed. Okay. It is not good to do this work with the negative portals open because you're pulling in negative entities, negative energy as well. But it can be done. But he said that's where it gets into kind of being a little bit dangerous for people, where people kind of tap into this work and they bring negative stuff in.
Yes.
But you can do it. You can connect with the negative portals open.
Oh no.
It's just not.
I've had to really save people's asses.
Yes.
Try to mess
Yes.
with dowsing rods without protection.
Yes.
Tarot cards. Wow.
Yep. So,
Show.
but you can't do this work if all your good portals are closed. Okay. So he says, if you're trying to connect and you just can't do any type of connecting, your positive energy portals are closed.
Yeah. And now, I see a lot of people try to do just portal work on themselves, even though they live in a household with other people. And I've run into problems with that because, they're fine, but they get infected with the negative entities and negative energies from the other people in that household.
Yes.
But I don't understand that because we shield them. We wrap them in a golden shield.
Well,
It's impenetrable, but do they just sneak in before the shield happens or what?
yeah. So what Eric is saying about that kind of stuff, at least to me right now, what he's saying is humans, that's what humans. So even when you do the portal work and you kind of close stuff down and open up the good ones, you put those protections on, that person still has the free will to let the bad stuff back in or be subjected by the energies in the house. It can still happen. They might have
wrap them with an impenetrable shield. It shouldn't be able to happen.
free will. He says this is free will. Now, if you do all the portal work and you open up all the good portals and close all the bad ones, if that person goes into a depression or goes into the negative emotions and negative feelings, it can weaken that stuff.
I tell them that what they do, if they get into any sort of toxic space around toxic people, etc., then they need to take a Himalayan salt bath or something.
Yes. Yeah. So the way Eric is putting it is like you Elisa, you do everything that you can do, but those people still have some responsibility to maintain the energies after.
Yeah, I tell them that.
Yes, if you do portal work on somebody and then they go right onto Facebook and they're fighting with people and they're, then they've taken all that energy. So I guess what he's saying is the protection that you put on them, the impenetrable protection, only goes as far as what they will allow it to.
Right. And still the trauma that created the portal problem is still there and it's still healed. So there's that. And also it does not prevent you from getting traumatized by other things in the future.
Correct. Which can shift the energies and change the energies. And he keeps talking about as a doctor, when you would tell your patients this, you need to do this, 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 and this.
Yeah.
And what you've done is you've given them the tools that they need to succeed in whatever area it is of their health. But then they leave with all their prescriptions or all their, advice or whatever it is. If they don't do those things,
I know,
or they actively work against those things, the responsibility lies with them as well.
Right.
Not just with you. And that's
supposed to go on a diet, but they go right to basket. Oh, I have my earplugs in. I forgot to take them out.
I was wondering about those too.
Oh God.
I thought maybe there were some sort of earbuds or something.
I mold them in hot water so they fit so well.
Oh yeah. Can you even hear me? Are you having trouble? Are you having trouble hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay.
So yeah, but one thing I find is that a lot of people, their present life trauma almost always triggers some past life, could be future sometime, but usually past life trauma. And
absolutely,
it's a social contract that dogs them, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime
Yes.
after lifetime, and they just never, they have to address it.
Yes.
They don't keep getting traumatized every single lifetime, and so it's so invaluable. So I very often recommend that they you know a past life trauma report, so they can find out what the hell that spiritual contract is, so they can get whatever they need, usually a past life regression by one of like Kim Voigt, for example, and then whatever healing, like a forgiveness, which I've had. Oh my God, so powerful. The last one is like, I found out an epiphany. There's nothing to forgive. There's never anything to forgive. That was just a spiritual contract. There's
Yes.
never anything to forgive. You know,
Yeah.
it's wow.
It's
Anyway,
just, it really is just about lessons, learning spiritual contracts. But as humans, yes, forgiveness is a big thing for us here in this realm.
yeah.
Forgiveness is not something that on the other side we have to work on.
No, I mean, we're just on a chessboard, pawns, and now that pawn pushed me to the other end
Yeah.
of the square. How dare they? But then when we're over there, we're the chess player, and it's like, okay, you pushed me. Good, I learned that
Yep.
lesson.
Yes.
Awesome. So
Exactly.
there's nothing to forgive. But anyway, back to communicating with. I take y'all on down rabbit holes, don't I? But so to the things that after the portal works done, all that stuff, and the healing from the trauma, and then to communicate some of the things that you recommended. I know that we're trying to create these services is like uh, decalcifying the pineal gland, um, DNA activation. What is it? Awakening the Kundalini, doing the different things with the chakras, the crown chakra, and all that. I can't remember. Um, Tell me what things you recommend.
So yeah, before we get to that, Eric is also talking about like the portal work. He's back on talking about the negative portals.
Right.
Okay. So if those are open and you're trying to communicate,
Yeah.
having negative portals open in your space, in your body, lowers the vibration, lowers your vibration. So
Yeah.
so as humans, a big part of our ability to connect,
Yeah.
and it's not even, he says it's not even about connecting, because you're always connected. Doesn't matter who you are, you're always connected to spirit. You just don't realize it, and you don't know how to interpret the stuff. So a big part of our ability to understand spirit and get the information from spirit is about keeping our vibration high.
Yeah.
As humans, we cannot always keep a high vibration because illness, sadness,
Yeah.
negativity lowers it, and negative portals being open. So you might be trying and trying and trying, and you just feel like I just can't connect. I'm doing all these other things. If you have negative portals open, you're not going to be able to get the vibration high enough to feel it,
Of course.
to recognize it.
Right.
Um, so yes, all the things that you mentioned are great ways of opening up communication, opening up the connection to the other side. One of the big things that I find as a psychic medium, when I talk with people who are wanting to open up and be able to communicate and hear the other side, a lot of people have a misconception of how the information comes in. Okay.
Okay.
For most people, for most of the time, when you're doing a reading and you're connecting to spirit, they're subtle. Spirit is subtle. They don't always come in like a hammer. You don't always hear them. Oftentimes the information I hear is my own voice in my head. i
Yeah.
just i just notice it comes from a different space in my head than what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
so I know it's spirit. So that's really key, is really being able to recognize when information is from spirit. And if you are somebody listening to this and you think, oh, I just have really good intuition, or my instincts are really good, that's spirit talking to you.
Yeah.
um so a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I never thought of that. Like my intuition, or I just knew that. I just knew that that person was, going to be trouble. I just knew this. I just don't like that person for a reason. I
Oh,
don't know why.
your
That's all. That's
guides,
all
maybe.
spirit. It
Yeah,
is. Yeah, it's your
guides.
spirit guides. So if you can make the connection on how subtle that is, then you can understand that when you get this stuff open, it's probably going to be very subtle when it comes in. Goosebumps, when you hear something, or kind of like a warning sign when somebody's saying something that's untrue. And so that's a big part of it is uh, well, like curbing your expectations or curtailing. Eric's trying to give me a word with your expectations of what communication with spirit's going to be like.
Yeah.
If you have your mind going, going, going all the time, it's not quiet enough to
Yeah.
connect to spirit and
The
to hear
expectation
spirit.
it's such a dense energy. It's so hard for them
It
to
it
hammer
really, really is. And also, another way to open up communication is to do it more.
yeah.
It's, for somebody like you, Elisa, or me, or any of the other mediums and psychics out there, we spend our days connecting to the energy and to the spirit. So it looks like it's easy for us. I guarantee if you sat down with any psychic medium and asked them their journey, you would hear the the tough times that they had beforehand. But
Yeah.
it's like a muscle. Psychic connection, spirit connection is like a muscle. The more you do it, the more you practice it, the more you get validation. So a lot of times people, I have found, are sitting at home by themselves reading books or watching YouTube videos, and it's like, if you're really, really wanting to connect to spirit, you need to be actively involved with other people, delivering messages, telling what comes up, so that you can hear. And Eric is saying, connecting to spirit, the big word there is connecting.
Yeah.
You have to connect. You have to connect to other energies to
Yes.
to make it happen.
Okay,
um
Eric, what I want to do now is number one, give us an example of a prayer of protection that people should say, and then you could substitute a code word like mine is apples. And then number two, what should I offer people in the way of services? I listed a few, maybe that's all I need, so that they can communicate with their loved ones, their spirit guides, their higher self, their guardian angel. By the way, we also have this deal where we can give you your spell out the name of your guardian angel, so you can wake up in the morning and say thank you, or oh, I'm so sorry, you picked me.
yes.
Um,
Yes.
but
So
let's talk about what do we say. What's an example of a great prayer of protection? And I cannot stress how important that is, because I picked up the dowsing rods just casually because, oh, I have a question for Eric. And I said, Eric, blah, blah, oh, apples, apples, apples. And it was too late. That
yes.
night, a dark entity, oh my God, a shadow
so
person was
so I don't know the name of any
eyes, and oh my
prayers.
God, I'm so terrified, which is what they want.
Yes.
What do you
I don't know the name of any prayers. That I don't know the name of any prayers. So I'm asking Eric in my head, is what I say, is this good for people? So for me personally, I always say, and he says yes, it is. Um, and so here's the tricky part. I every day say, please surround me with the white light of the Holy Spirit, only allowing souls from love and light to have access to me.
perfect?
Okay, so this is what I say, but here's the kicker. You have to believe you're protected. If
Yes,
you say that and then you're still afraid, I have never had fear of the negative energies, the negative entities, attacking me, because I truly, from the depths of my soul, believe that I am protected when I say that.
good.
And that, Eric says, is key. If you say the words, no matter what words, because other things will resonate with other people, they might, there's this, um, there's this other prayer that he's telling me. It's a little, um, it's a god and goddess type of thing.
Mhm.
Um, let me see if do you want me to say it?
Yeah. Oh, and also, can you do me a favor? Text or email that one, and I can put it in the description box. The
Yes.
one you use.
Yeah, this is another one that I use, and I like it. It's from a book, and I apologize right now. I don't know what the book is that it came from. But it's God and Goddess, beings of light, send your clarity to my sight. Help me see through fog and fear, and bring to me the answers clear.
Oh.
Another thing, he just when you first asked the question, I'm like, Eric, I can't remember anything that would be helpful. Now he just keeps popping things into my head. Some people like to imagine a candlelight going on in their head when they're ready to communicate with spirit.
Okay.
That would be kind of all encompassing, like protective. And
Okay.
it's just like when the candle's lit,
Yeah.
they're open for spirit connection. When the candle's out, they're not. So these are some of the things that might resonate with people, might help them. But the key, he says, really is to believe that you're protected. If you don't believe you're protected, then guess what? You're not protected.
Another. Oh, go ahead.
Well, he was saying for you with doing the portal work, you know, you have your place in it.
Yeah.
And your responsibility and the work that you do, but every client that you have also has their own.
Yeah.
You know, and so you may work with somebody till you're blue in the face, they're blue in the face, and their spirit communication, they may never really feel it. You know,
Yeah.
if there's truly blocks to prevent them from feeling it, soul contract,
Yeah.
you know, expectations.
Expectations. That's right.
Yep.
Okay. So, what was I gonna say?
I don't know. I'm so
What
sorry.
was that? Oh yeah. Oh, I know. So before I start, I always do a 4096 hertz tone around the area. Then I spray pure. He don't like the mix sage spray, or you can use this smudge it. But
I
and then
mean, some people, he says, could use holy water if you know, if people are, because like for protection
yeah,
and for clearing, he just said holy water works too for some people. Sorry.
and then Palo Santo spray, and then I end off with the 528 tuning fork. But you can also use these the YouTube versions of both of these. And all right, so tell me about. Okay, so what should people start with if I'm to offer them services to so that they can channel? What's the first thing I should do for them?
The closing of the portal, the closing of the negative,
Right.
okay.
But then what? Open up their crown. I mean, what? Align their chakras. What?
Yeah. Yeah, so the closing and the opening of the portals, yes. The aligning of the chakras, absolutely.
That's first. Are we doing this in order?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. But see, that's work that then they'll have to continue to balance the chakras because, you
Right.
know,
Every
one,
year, Eric told me.
yes. But one, you know, one stub toe can affect the can affect the chakras. So for anybody
Yeah.
who's really interested in this, you really need to be kind of calling on your guides and, you know, making sure your chakras and your aura are
Right.
cleared and cleansed on a semi-regular basis, especially
Okay.
if you're doing this a lot.
Okay.
So that's a good one.
What would be next? DNA activation, decalcification of the pineal gland.
So what Eric says is this is not necessarily a one size fits all type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So the chakras, the DNA activation, the pineal gland, but he says for you, mom, when you're doing the work, you may find that you're working with a particular client and you're really drawn to do the pineal gland or direct them to that first. Okay.
Okay.
So
So I'll ask Eric basically.
yes, yes. Yeah, because it's not, you know, not every format works for every person.
Oh,
With anything. He says, you know, that's, you know, what works for one person to cure cancer won't work for the other, you
okay.
know.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more of a free flowing.
Oh, okay.
You might run into somebody who comes to you and they've already kind of cleared their pineal gland, or they've had the DNA activation done, or you might get somebody who's um, already done some of the work when they come to you, and the portal work just takes them off. They're just
Ah.
ready to go. Okay.
How important is awakening the Kundalini for channeling?
Oh, this is pretty important, but it it's not an absolutely have to be done. I don't know what Eric's telling me about that is that can be actually intense work.
Okay.
It can bring up a lot of stuff. Do you know much about this?
Well, I know that Eric says it's something that has to be done daily for the person for a certain number of minutes
It,
a day.
it's intense. Yeah, there's an intensity to it, but there's also an energetic and emotional intensity for the
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. It takes a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But somebody who hasn't opened that might still be able to communicate with spirit.
Right. Right. Right.
Um,
Exactly. Yep. Okay. So, anything else you want to talk about before I want to ask you one more question, but anything, we're not going to take up the whole hour. Anything else you want to talk about, in regards to, helping of what Atlantis Scalar can offer people so that they can talk to their loved ones?
Support, understanding, compassion.
Yeah.
Um, he says community. There's all kinds of stuff that is not just about the actual work that you're doing.
Oh, no, I want to start a live chat and a forum.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we're going to start, have a page with 4 embedded video places that you can scroll through each of the 4. One is going to be Professor Eric. He's going to have little lessons, videos, and another, I want the healers um, and to just do videos, to
yeah.
what they do, and another, I want the clients to just just talk about their lives, their trauma,
Share their
or
stories.
what the portal work has done, or just what their lives have been if they want to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of stuff with other than just the services that you are going to have to be doing, and
Right.
there's all kinds of other benefits
No, this is a
of this.
community, a loving, a family
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
that's bound by rough times.
Yes.
That that is on we're on the road to hope.
Yep.
Bound by love. So that's my aim.
Yes.
So anyway, let's talk about. You said you were an Earth angel. No, and a lot of Earth angels are feel very lonely, and you felt very low, and without real super big reason for it. It's inexplicable. Tell me about. And you say I'm an Earth angel too, and Maria. And there's only 6,453 of us on the Earth, you said. So what is an Earth Angel? And is that why you graduated to Master Angel so quickly?
Yeah, so it's interesting. He's kind of making a comparison to star seeds. Um as as far as just sort of being a little off when you're here. Not that earth angels and star seeds are the same, but just sort of that kind of disoriented, um not feeling like you fit in, this loneliness, this hollowness. He says hollow is a big one. Earth angels, you know star seeds, not that star seeds don't spread the light, and they can, but
Yeah.
the earth angels are, well, he says tasked.
Or what?
True tasked. Task.
Okay.
Tasked when they come here to really open people's eyes, really help people, really do big things for humanity. Um, so that whole angel, the saving, saviors kind of stuff.
But I thought their angels can't be incarnated, so they're not really true angels per se.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Earth angels are not like the angels are. It's a different being, he says, so to speak.
Okay.
Angels can pop in, like what we think of as angels, can pop in human form and save a life, and then they pop back over. But yes, they don't really incarnate. So Earth angels is like a subsection,
Okay.
like doing angel work without actually
An
being an
actual
angel that's incarnated into human. Yes.
exactly. Oh, that makes sense. All right. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you very much, guys. And you guys check out Jennifer Doran at psychic medium jenniferdoran.com, which I'll put right here. And don't forget to watch my sequel of Karate Kid. Right. Just kidding. So, Eric, I love you.
He says, I love you. You're doing great work.
And of course you are. I couldn't do it without you. And I guess we'll get back to it. And you guys check out atlantiscalar.com, ATLANTISSCALAR.com. And it's really weird because I've had so many things with the name Atlantis in it. An S corporation of mine, I made in 1991, a boat I used to have. It's so strange. And I know why, because I used to have a past life in Atlantis.
Yep.
Not very good.
Yes.
So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you.
Thank you. Oh, don't forget to send me those 2 prayers if you can, when you have time.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I will.
Bye.
If you don't see him in a day or two, tell me.
Okay.